Hello and welcome to my nursing lab, looking at evaluating your course and your students' performance. First thing we're going to take a look at today are the report tools in your gradebook. So if you'll navigate to your course tools and click on your gradebook, you'll see that we can run several types of reports here under export data. Just a reminder that you can go to a particular assignment, if you recall from a prior webinar where we looked at going to a particular assignment and clicking and looking at item analysis, being able to run an item analysis. We're also going to be able to access those under export data. So we're going to go ahead and click on export data. And we have two options, quick and advanced exports. Now under the quick exports, you can get data for homework, quizzes and tests overall. Maybe if you have offline categories, you can do that as well. You have a learning path summary, you have an overview of student averages, and again, you have item analysis. So we could choose a particular assignment and we could track the item analysis. Then we click export and we literally would have our spreadsheet in 30 seconds. Great tool to use. So again, we can click, let's say we want to look at tests. We might say, well, we just want certain tests. We don't want all of them. We might want a certain module. We might only be looking at scores and percentages, so forth. Again, click export. Less than 30 seconds later, we have our report. Very easy to use tool. Now, at the end of the semester, you may find that it's really helpful to run an advanced export. There are several reasons for this. Number one, it gives you a lot of information about the course overall. It can be a great resource if you're going to be refining your course or making any changes to the layout of the course or moving to a new edition, for example, of the course materials. It's also a great way just to document everything should a student come in and dispute a grade or have some questions about performance. We're going to go ahead and name this demo. And we're going to take a look at the fact that we can do a mastery status report. We can do a student assignment results, we can do student performance by module, or we can do item analysis. So we have different options here. Again, we can look by module, we can look at results, we can do mastery status. So on mastery status, you'll notice we can get a lot of information about student summaries, content. We can choose all of our students, some of our students, all content areas, some modules, all modules, time spent, so forth. We could also look at assignment results. We can choose them in different formats, for example, even by a learning management system if we needed them. And again, we can look at certain dates, students, categories, content. And if you scroll down under this assignment results option, you'll see that you have a lot of additional things that you can choose. Time spent on the assignment, date worked, mastery points, and so forth, even including things like the last date that students logged in or submitted work. If you submit this export and you have data in your course, this may take overnight until it's generated. You will get an email indicating that it is ready for you to download. You could also come to your MyLab shell and click the advanced export name here and download it. It will tell you that it's available for 30 days. After that point, it will be deleted. So you do need to download it and save it before it is deleted from the server. That way you can see time spent, you can see student performance, you have access to all that grade data from the semester. Just a reminder that as you are progressing through the semester, you also have the tools like search and email by criteria. So again, we're going to click here. We're going to say, please show me the students who have not completed the post-test for 1-1. We would click OK, and then we would click search. We would get an information and send an email to those students that would be copied to our emails as instructors. And then we have documentation that we've reached out to them. Let's return to our gradebook and take a look at overall information now that we've run reports. You know, how can we determine what's working for our students and what can we change for the next semester? Things to go back to and look at would be in that advanced export. Another tool would be to look at performance by module. So if you come in here and you look, for example, at a certain module or lesson where you see the grades drop significantly, or students making a lot of use of extra practice, that may be an area where you want to provide some additional support next semester. You can even click into this and see what specific student scores occurred in that particular lesson. So again, as you start to look at preparing a course for next semester, you can come in here and look at performance by module. You can look at student overview. You can also go back just to the beginning of the course and take a quick look at that learning path. How did your students do overall in those modules? How did they do on the lessons? There are a lot of ways to track student performance data. You also have the performance analytics page. This gives you some nice graphs and materials about how your students are doing. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a course where I do have student data so you can see what this would look like. So I show overall performance, assignment performance by category. I can see my student score distribution, and I can see the student score versus time on task. On any of these categories, I can click for more information. I can also click into assignments and students and take an additional look at particular assignment with information about how students perform, the average amount of time, the number of submissions, and so forth. So again, there's quite a bit of information available to you in your MyLab nursing course, and we hope that you found this quick overview helpful in running reports to help you evaluate student progress. Thank you for joining our webinar today about evaluating student progress in My Nursing Lab.